let's get this frontier opening bell started. It's the second trading day for the Nigerian market after the Monday's inauguration. And of course, if you look at the numbers, you see how the Nigerian markets and a couple of other exchanges on the African continent jumped on Tuesday. So let's get this running. The Nigerian market pulled the highest single day gain on Tuesday, 5.23%. That was the highest since sometime in November of 2020. So the market added 1.5 trillion yesterday in terms of the total market value, taking that to 30 trillion. The local index strangely above 55,000 level. It's the strongest jump since the start of the year. Banking sector stocks were broadly traded. Of course, we got a few names outside the banking space, such as MTN shares up roughly 8% on the first trading day of the week, the day after inauguration of a new president, Bola Ahmed Tinbu. Folks says this is Tinbu rally on the market. But let's see, his predecessor, Muhammadu Buhari, had a stock market rally for 10 sessions when he took office back in 2015 at the start of his 8-year tenure. Now Tinbu is starting with the biggest rally, much bigger for the first single day and the first day in office since 2020. The BRVM coasting towards 200 by 0.31% yesterday. The Egyptian market up by 1.88%. Very positive trading day. The Nairobi stock market jumped 2.49% just before today's monetary policy decision announcement by Patrick Njoroge, the outgoing governor of the Central Bank of Kenya. And the South African market, however, went down 0.88%. One of the biggest jumps we saw in frontier African markets yesterday was Zimbabwe. The index roared above 100,000. Yesterday, the market was up roughly 5%. And those were some of your market numbers for Tuesday. Let's get on with Wednesday. What's the big stories? Of course, the central bank interest rate decision in Kenya is one big story we're following for you. Reuters polled analysts and say the market the central bank is expected to give 25 basis points rally. That's a bit of a consensus that if that happens, it's going to take the headline figure interest rate to 9%. President Ruto says he's looking for fewer deals in US dollar terms under the new intra-Africa trade or the AFCFTA. The Bank of Kigali reporting January to March numbers says profit up 15% to about 16 million US dollars, one of the biggest banks in Rwanda. And the Bank of Uganda, that's the central bank, says 99% of government financial transactions are now done electronically. That will call malfeasance or corrupt practices and, of course, stealing of government's funds. And Uganda is looking to start oil production by the year 2025. President Yoweri Museveni is hell-bent on hydrocarbon production in this big East African country. Let's get on to West Africa. Of course, the Tinbu, Nigeria's new president, and the markets yesterday took everyone, including the fuel subsidy, with fuel queues reappearing just 24 hours after his inauguration. He gave a very inspiring inaugural address on Monday, which is a public holiday. The markets closed yesterday. The Eurobond yield, Nigeria's Eurobond, maturity 2029, down to yield down to 11.3% at about $86.88. On the international markets, local bond market was positive. Treasuries were positive as well. Investors binged on open market operations. Treasury bills maturing 26th of December this year. More than 113 billion naira were traded. Its exchange rate was flattish. In overnight money was also flash. You had a net long position in terms of liquidity, so there's no funding pressure yet on the market. In the meantime, the FCCPC, the agency responsible for consumer protection and competition, says there's no basis for the full scarcity that appeared on Nigerian streets on Tuesday, the morning after the president's inauguration, and says violators of fuel supply will be dealt with. The AFC, which is headquartered in Nigeria, that's the African Finance Corporation, says is injecting 13 million US dollars into the Africa's Community Conservation and Tourism Fund, that's the ACCTF. In the meantime, 5 African countries, Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, Sierra Leone, Sudan, are injecting $1 million US dollars each into the ADF. The ADF is the Africa Development Fund that sits with the AFDB group. So let's take on Southern Africa and see what's making the big stories as we get on with the middle of the week trading day. BRICS is the Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The new development bank, which they jointly own, is looking to expand as Saudi Arabia looks to join. South Africa is hosting the next BRICS meeting next month, and there are concerns about whether Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, will attend in person and whether he will be arrested. Well, that seems to have been stillbaited because South Africa says it's given what you call a blanket. A blanket order that will prevent anyone getting arrested when they attend. South Africa says is the normal diplomatic immunity that's granted to anyone attending conferences in South Africa. And of course, that is expected to apply to President Vladimir Putin of Russia if he attends in person. Now, the new Russia-South Africa relations is a concern, and that pushed the rand to a record low of 19.83 to the dollar on Tuesday. As South Africa is back in Zimbabwe on the country's debt resolution program, the fourth of the structured meeting was held about a week ago. So Namibia is considering taking stakes in the country's mining and petroleum companies as the country begins to see more hydrocarbon and mining resources, exploration and activities in the country. Let's take it to North Africa, checking with the big stories across some of the big economies on the continent, on the northern part of the country with Cairo, which has been named the new host by the AITF. This is the Intra-Africa Trade Fair for 2023. The initial destination for that fair, biannual trade fair, was Cote d'Ivoire, now has been moved to Cairo, Egypt. We just concluded the AFDB's annual meetings summit in Sharm el-Sheikh. This will take place, of course, in October. That will be the IATF. And Morocco's OCP, that industry giant, is reporting a turnover of about $1.79 billion in the first quarter. That's quite huge. OCP is listed on the Casablanca stock market. And BMCI is proposing about $23.3 million dividend as gross dividends to shareholders, while Turkish IT giant Maya Technology is opening up a new branch in Morocco. In Tunisia, the advances on projects to create Bank for Youth Entrepreneurship is on the plan, is getting started. That could provide some help to President Said's administration's economic front. And those are your headlines on this Frontier opening bell for this Wednesday, the 31st. It's the final day of May, everyone. So it's good to see you in the month of May. See you in June. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll get a brand new month started and we'll get kicking off the 6th month of the year. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.